Welcome to today's video. We're going to be covering stocks that I'm watching next week, October 11th through October 15th. I'm going to be covering 4 stocks for today's video. I'm going to go over entries, what I want to see, what kind of pattern I want to see, where my stops are going to be. Make sure to stay at the end of the video so you can see where I'm looking to enter and what price targets I have for these stocks. Anyways, let's go to the charts. The first stock that I have on watch for next week is AMD. And if you guys want to copy my options watch list, go ahead and pause it now and copy these and add it to your watch list. Now, what I want to see from AMD is holding this downtrend. We broke it. We had a little bit of increase in volume. Now we had a slight pullback with decreasing volume, indicating that, okay, sellers are continuing to lose steam because we would have seen increasing volume today with a break below yesterday's low. So I do want to see a bullish move from AMD off this downtrend break with a nice double bottom, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. After the 3rd touch, off a double bottom, then we can have an 80-20 setup to break to the upside. Now, our moving averages, 9 and 20 EMA, are also saying that we have some bullish movement to the upside. And if we break that 107 level, I think we have room back up to 112, potentially even 115. Maybe not within the next week, but I'm looking for an entry. I want to see it hold and I want to see it bounce off these EMAs. Now, if you were to enter right here, you would have to risk 5%, because nothing's really stopping it from coming down. We have some slight resistance or slight support at around 120 or 102, but I would want to see a nice another bottom, maybe an even decreasing volume, or if we see a really, really high volume doji candle right around here, and then your stops can be below that, looking for the move higher. So there's the first one that I'm watching, AMD, and again, our stop is not in place, and you can't find an entry if you don't have a stop. So over the next week, we want to see a nice potential reversal pattern, a higher low. We want to see the buyers start to have a bullish reaction and continue to push it higher. Then your stops could be below the moving averages and below this low. The next stock that I'm watching is Coinbase. They have 3 touches on the downtrend. Now I'm looking for a potential double bottom. We had a decreasing in volume yesterday. I do expect to see a bearish reaction a little bit more, maybe even bounce off the 9 EMAs. But if we do break that, ideally we don't want to break $224. I want to see a nice potential double bottom, a really clean one, maybe hold around 138, 140 potentially. And then, so your stops would have to be below the low. So again, since we're risking 7%, we have to cut our trade size at least in 2/3 because we don't want to risk more than 7% on our full account. You only want to risk around 2 to 3% per trade. So if you're looking to get in, or you could scale in as it gets more confident, looking to break the downtrend, then you can scale in, move your stop up and not risk as much. But again, our stops are going to be below this low that we are going to form. And this could be the low, again, could be anywhere in this area. I would like to stay above 240 for the best. You risk below 223. Looking for the break of the downtrend again. That 240, we have room back up to these highs, back up at 280. So your profit is 16%, and you're really risking 6%. I would like to see a decreasing volume pullback down as we continue for maybe 1 or 2 more days. Very, very light volume, and then a potential high volume doji candle that will indicate a reversal. So again, the price targets that I'm looking at is a potential $280 price target with an entry of around 240. Now, my third stock to watch for next week is going to be AMC. Now, AMC's just been very, very choppy lately, moving up, down, up, down, up, down, and I've really stayed away from it. I haven't really traded it very much, but I am seeing a potential reversal pattern here, looking for the break of the downtrend. And we had a nice inverse head and shoulders pattern here. Let's go ahead and see if we had increasing in volume or decreasing in volume. See, we had decreasing volume, which is what we're going to see. This is telling me that, okay, short sellers aren't looking to take it lower, but, people are looking to take some profits here. So I do want to see us actually hold this low of around $35, potentially break this inverse head and shoulders pattern. If we go ahead and do a measured move, we can go ahead and give us a price target of around $45. So right out of the gate, there's our first trade. That's what I'm watching for next week. And this might actually transition into another trade or a potential longer swing trade, seeing how it can manage. Let's go ahead and talk about that. So right there, your stops would be like, I think your stops would be below either 135. You want to see how it opens, see if it's strong, bullish, or bearish. It might have to be below $33 or $33.50. But again, your profit target is back up at 45. So you're really risking, again, like maybe at max 10%, 10% in order to gain 20. So there's 2 to 1, and again, 10%, that's a lot. You wouldn't want to go in with your full position size. You want to scale in. And again, you could risk below this doji candle's low. So where it is right now, you're risking around 5% for the potential to gain back at this gut at again, that inverse head and shoulders pattern. And we have a gap to fill back up for 20%. So there's a 4 to 1 profit loss ratio. So there's the first trade that I'm looking for AMC. Then what I also want to see is a nice touch of the downtrend. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Maybe the 4th touch, come down, make a higher low below maybe $40, and then break the downtrend, room back up to 52. So that's what I'm looking for AMC, is really as long as you don't break around 33, 33.50, I'm bullish on the play. We might see a little bit more of a pullback, and it would be a great opportunity to catch the move higher, break the downtrend, ride the moving averages up, and then go hit our first price target. Again, our first price target, if you're looking to get here, is going to be 42 to 43, and then it's going to be 45, and potentially back up to 52, but that's not going to happen next week. I'm just telling you guys where this trade could end up taking us if we do decide, or if AMC does decide to break out of this downtrend. Now, the last stock that I'm watching for this week is going to be CrowdStrike Holdings. I'm going to be looking for a small inverse head and shoulders pattern here. And if we do a measured move from the neckline to the low and we bring it up again, that gives us a price target of around $265. From where it closed at today, that's around, a 8% move. So there's that's a really great trade over the next week. If you can nail that, that'd be awesome. And right now your stops to be below this low, so around 4%. So it's still, there's a 2 to 1 profit loss ratio, but let's dive into it a little bit more. We have I want to see us pull back, bounce off a little bit, or I want to bounce off this $240 level, or I want to see us get back above this trend line and hold it for a little bit longer, and then start to see that volume come in and ride it, break above the 9 EMA. And then I call it the 9 EMA squeeze, where we're kind of consolidating in between the 9 and 20 EMA. After a break of the downtrend, the 9 EMA will cross as the price action cross, and we'll ride the 9 and 20 EMA back up to our price targets. First price target would be $2.53, or $253, and then $264 for Crowd. Now, I mean, we could see even larger double bottom. What I don't want to see is a double top, have us kind of get back above the trend line, move back higher, and then get rejected because we have these long wicks to the upside. Now, I do like that these long wicks don't have extremely high volume. If those high wicks had extremely high volume, then I would be more careful, because telling me that there's a big seller in that area. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw CEI in there just because I know it's hype and I know a lot of people like to watch it. I do want to stay above $1 for CEI. If we can stay above $1, then it could potentially be bullish. I can't see the volume for some reason, so let's go ahead and overlap that. If you guys don't know how to do it, click this gear icon, go over to overlap volume, and click OK. So we had about the same amount of volume as yesterday. It's hard to see. Let's go ahead and change that. Again, if you want to change it, you go to Appearance, Present as, there we go. So we have about the same amount of volume as yesterday, about the same amount of spread. Now, I do think since we are closed below the 9 and 20 EMA, that we are seeing a bullish reaction during after hours, but I would like to see a double bottom off the potential this low of around $1 for the potential move higher. We have a nice, I guess you could call it a little downtrend on the play. And as long as we don't break $1, we can break through this downtrend, maybe back up to $2, maybe even back to $2.50 for CEI. Just, you want to have decreasing volume as of the next few days, kind of if we pull back to $1. But if you see an increase in volume, then you know that, okay, short sellers are taking control and are going to bring it lower. So be careful. If you're looking for a potential entry here, again, you're going to want your entry somewhere around 1 to 123, maybe even a little bit tighter, because again, from 123, that's 30%. This is very, very risky. You have to nail your entries, nail your exits. Everything has to be perfect for CEI. I'm staying away from it unless it's a day trade. I will not swing trade CEI, but looking at the daily, I might be able to find a potential squeeze opportunity from the daily that will transfer over into shorter time frames like the 5-minute and the 1-minute. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't seen my halt strategy video, I suggest to go watch that. It has a lot of great value and you can profit on very, very quick moves in the market. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.